Yes.
Well, hello, everybody. Thank
Hello.
you. You are joining us again. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you are joining us again. So, Jenny, do you want to say hello, or did you just say hello?
I did just say hello, but I'll say it again. Hi. Hi, everybody.
It's a week to go, Jenny. A week till Christmas. Are we ready?
No,
We are not.
I know you think we're ready because we've done the food order,
Well, as
but
you,
as we
well,
know, Christmas doesn't arrive in a van.
no, that is true. For all fans of the Good Life Christmas special, which is now becoming a tradition for us to watch every year, Christmas doesn't arrive in a van. And if you don't know what we're talking about, don't worry about it. But
Well,
it
it
means
is the best Christmas special around. You should
the
know.
best
You
Christmas.
need to go and look
Okay, it's on at 8 o'clock on BBC Four if you've not seen it for a while.
Monday.
Monday. Yes, Monday. Anyway, let's move on. Before we get to Monday and the Good Life Christmas special, we've got Advent 4. So we've done the prophets, we've done the patriarch. No, we've done the patriarchs, done the prophets, we've done John the Baptist, and now it's time for.
Mary.
Okay, fantastic. So this is Mary's week. Not the pink candle.
No.
That one already. That was Gaudete, which we looked at last week. This is the fourth Sunday in Advent, and that means it's time to think about Mary. So we're going to look at the passage, yeah? Shall we crack on?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's have a look. So here we go. It is from Luke chapter 1, verse 39. Is it 1? Yes, it must be 1. Can't see the top of it now. My brain's going. Anyway, I'll read the first bit. Mary visits Elizabeth, and then Jenny's going to read the second part. In those days, Mary set out and went with haste to a Judean town in the hill country, where she entered the house of Zechariah and greeted Elizabeth. When Elizabeth heard Mary's greeting, the child leaped in her womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit, and exclaimed with a loud cry, "Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb. And why has this happened to me, that the mother of my Lord comes to me? For as soon as I heard the sound of your greeting, the child in my womb leaped for joy. And blessed is she who believed that there would be a fulfillment of what was spoken to her by the Lord."
And Mary said, "My soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Saviour, for he has looked with favour on the lowliness of his servant. Surely from now on all generations will call me blessed, for the Mighty One has done great things for me, and holy is his name. His mercy is for those who fear him from generation to generation. He has shown strength with his arm. He has scattered the proud in the thoughts of their hearts. He has brought down the powerful from their thrones and has lifted up the lowly. He has filled the hungry with good things and sent the rich empty away. He has helped his servant Israel in remembrance of his mercy, according to the promise he made to our ancestors, to Abraham and his descendants forever." I think that's it, isn't it?
I think that's it. Yeah, she stayed for 3 months, but that's it. Yeah,
But that's not part of our reading.
not part of our reading. This is a very well loved story, isn't it? Mary and Elizabeth. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts about it?
well, it's Mary's one-hit wonder.
Ooh,
That's her song. It's Mary's song.
yeah, I'm not sure you can say Mary was a one-hit wonder.
Her song was. She didn't
The
make any
song
others,
was.
did she?
I liked the way that you said you sent in the thing you're reading. It said he sent the rich away empty, and you said they were sent the rich empty away because you've been just doing prayer book. Because of course we sing it every week at Evensong, don't we?
That is actually what I was struck by, is trying to concentrate because, to be honest, yes, I hear it a lot now, whereas I didn't before. Um and you have to look at it with new eyes each time, don't you? But if you hear it every week, that's really quite difficult. Um I've also looked back at what I've done and I've realised I very rarely preach this week. Um because of course it's on the so close to Christmas. If I have other people in the church that can preach, this is the week I ask them to do it, so I can do Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and all the others. Um, so I've actually only preached on Mary once, and that was last year.
Yeah, and quite often it'll be carol service day, won't it? Fourth Sunday in Advent.
Mm.
bit warm. I'm just going to have to take this jumper off because I'm cooking here. Carol service day, isn't it? Fourth Sunday of Advent. Often, but not this year because we kind of done our carol services last week. So
Yeah.
have a bit more space between that and Christmas. But yeah, so what's your? I've got all age. So any thoughts on Mary and the Magnificat and all age would be great. You're preaching it on Sunday, yeah?
You've got all age. Okay.
Well,
Um,
it's all age communion, really. So it's we haven't got
okay.
a group, so I need to be mindful of the fact the children will be in.
So I have got poems and reflections by other people, which I don't know whether you feel is cheating, but I used one of those last year with picture which I think might work for all age. The problem with Mary is there's so much to think about. I find it really difficult to condense my thoughts into a sermon. She fascinates me, absolutely fascinates me. The last time I was in the Holy Land, I was going around finding all the pictures of the Annunciation just to look at her face each time. I want, the pictures of the angel and the statues, just
Mm.
because I don't really understand why she said yes. And I think there were big chunks of the story missing. We know that it would have been difficult for her because of her family and her community, but what did her parents say when she turned up at home?
Mhm.
You know, uh, it just and teenage girls were married married off at 14, that wasn't unusual anyway. But were they like 14-year-old girls now? And I think I was really remembering Molly when she was 14 and what would make her tick and what would make her agree to something so outrageous. And to be honest, not a lot. You probably could if they were 14 get them. Just there was so much that goes through my head, and none of it is very useful for a sermon, if I'm honest. Um, I have tried once to say some of this in a sermon, and I upset someone quite a lot because it was and I was just wondering, as I am doing now, just wondering these things,
Mm.
but you shouldn't wonder about the Blessed Virgin Mary. Some people get very upset
He is
about
beyond
that.
wondering.
Well, no, even wondering. Yeah, absolutely. Beyond wondering. You shouldn't question it.
I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because what you're perhaps seeing
Mm.
is the reality of what this means for Mary as a woman, reflecting on
Yeah,
it in
I
a way
think
that perhaps I
so.
wouldn't see as a man so much. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean what she said, yes, you are very committed. There's no going back. Um, I am just fascinated. Was it a moment of madness? Did she get swept away because there was an angel? Did you really think she was so special? Well, she was so special, but but what did she really have a choice? I mean, there are many, many questions that go through my mind. And then how did that play out? Because it's all very well saying, oh, people will have pointed at her and people have shunned her, but actually it's much more dangerous than that. She could have been killed.
It's interesting. So on a Pray As You Go meditation this morning was looking at the story of because of course it was the Matthew bit talking about
Mhm.
Joseph and Joseph's willingness to go along
Mm.
with this for to a certain extent, even before he's had the dream that this is.
I mean, he had an angel as well, didn't he? So
He
yeah.
did have a dream, yeah. I mean, this is an important moment for God, so
Mm.
think he's gonna, or do you think that God's gonna do what God needs to do to make this happen? Um,
Mm.
but yeah, so Joseph actually is he has a part to play, doesn't he? I think we've talked about that before in protecting Mary from some of that because he agrees to well Well, at first he says he was going to put her away quietly, which is an interesting phrase. But yes, not to expose her to public disgrace. But then he has a visit as well as in a dream, and
Mm,
but he still says yes and goes along with it. So there's a sense in which they're in it together. I don't know. What interests me though about that perspective from this is that Elizabeth clearly doesn't. Elizabeth has also, of course, also had a supernatural encounter and had an
yeah,
unexpected child, not in quite the same way, but um,
but she
yeah,
was too old to have a child,
but she was
wasn't
too old.
she?
So there was a supernatural element to it. There's not a sense in
Mm.
which Zechariah wasn't involved in that one. So I think yes, I think it's an interesting passage. It's a much loved passage, isn't it? And of course, you know, becomes part of the Hail Mary, doesn't it? You know, this is Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Blessed are you among women. Not that I say the Hail Mary, but it's an interesting way that's also been taken up, hasn't it? In other ways and in art as well. I mean, you mentioned about art. I mean, I was just, you know, if you look
Mm.
at, there's lots of pictures of this encounter, aren't there? And I wondered whether I could do something with that as well. I was thinking, as you mentioned just now. So
Um, yes, this particular encounter between Elizabeth and Mary.
yes,
Hmm. I don't have as many of those to share with you. Most of them are
I
deleted
found
already.
some. Look, here's some.
Have you got some?
There we go. So some interesting ones on there. This is
Oh, I
interesting.
like that one on the right.
This one here, the
I
big
mean,
one.
I've seen that one before. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And this is quite an interesting one, isn't it, as well? This is quite an interesting one.
Oh, yeah. But that shows the difference in age really well,
Yeah,
though,
it does,
doesn't
doesn't it? And then, of course, you've got
it?
the
She looks like one of
stylistic
my
ones here.
relatives there, though.
Sorry?
Elizabeth looks like one of my relatives there.
Okay. Here you've got much more sort of stylized thing, haven't you? They've got their halos on and, you know. Oh, look, this must be Mary because she's got Magnificat written on her halo. This is supposed to be here. Uh, Actually, it's really interesting, isn't it? This is definitely a theme that artists. What about this one?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
this is good, isn't it? This is really. What does that say
Yeah, the other
to
one
you?
was a bit weird. They look
What does
like they're
that
going
say?
in for the kiss on the other one, don't they?
What does this say to you looking at that?
I mean, it is pure joy and it's the giggle, isn't it? And the laughter, but also, yes, they are both going to be shunned and pointed at by society.
Yeah,
So no, so interesting. I read Paula Gooder last week of Elizabeth's reflection. Um, so the story of John the Baptist from Elizabeth's point of view, and that picture actually reflects it quite well about how her and Zechariah were really the golden couple, but then people were talking about them because they were the golden couple, and then they were talking about them because that golden couple did not conceive, um,
right. Yeah.
and how it went on. But yes, that picture would show the joy, absolute joy,
Mm.
and the ridiculousness of it.
Yes.
Um,
I think I'm interested in your when you've wondered before and the reaction you've got, and in one sense it doesn't surprise me because I think part of that is our what you're trying to do, I think, is enter into the humanness of the story. And
yes.
it's quite hard for us to do that. You know, we kind of in one sense have to keep this we try and keep a bit of psychological distance with this story in some ways, I think, don't we? This idea of God, you know, acting in
Well,
this way.
I think that some people do, but I think for me, the whole powerfulness of it is the fact that she was just a young girl. She
Mm,
was just human.
mm,
Um, you could be right with the gender thing though, because so I was with a group of clergy when I was looking for all these statues and pictures of the Annunciation, and there was a male member of the clergy that was quite fascinated by Joseph and why he, his pictures of him and the angel and what would go through his mind. So you're right, you come at it from your own point of view, really.
I sort of observe and I notice and wonder that this
mm,
is a passage beloved of
mm.
female clergy. I think that's fair, isn't it? And I don't say that in any pejorative.
No, I think
I just
so.
notice and wonder that,
Well, I think it talks to us in different ways. That's back to the gender thing, isn't it? So there is, I mean, it's not just female clergy, because if you're of the Anglo-Catholic tradition, then Mary is very important to you.
I'm sure. I mean, this
Um,
particular encounter, though. I mean, just
but I think what we take from it really, yes, is the powerless and the powerfulness.
mm,
And possibly, well, definitely that humanity. When I'm looking at them, so I've got them over screen here. I've got the reflection I read last year and a poem that I've seen this year that actually does the rounds quite often. And it is all about how she's just human. She's just
mm,
a young girl.
mm.
Um,
Yes, and of course, you
mm,
particularly have had
mm,
children, haven't you? So that
yes.
particularly resonates with you in a way that it's not possible for me either, and nor for everybody, But it's
Yeah,
just.
I mean, I've got a poem about how she might have cracked nipples. I probably won't read that in church.
No, I think I won't either, but I would be interested to see what you've got because I think there's some, it's just a fascinating to notice. I think that this is an encounter which has inspired great art,
Mm.
poetry. There's something about the humanity of it which breaks through a lot of the fairy tale style way we often approach Christmas.
And I wonder, so this particular passage is about Mary and Elizabeth as well. I mean, as a safety, when you're with someone else, that something terrible, well, something brilliant, but according to the society they're in, terrible would have happened. Um, so I don't know whether that is a completely uninformed thought, but whether you can build on that, in as much of the safety of church, the safety of believers, the safety of community. Um, as we start to look for Christmas, Jesus brought us more than just personal faith. He brought us a whole. There's something about being born into a community
Hmm.
and
So,
raised in a community.
this is a safe place for Mary to be with Elizabeth.
Yeah,
And of course, it's interesting. Although we did skip the thing, she stays there for 3 months. I mean, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe
yeah.
this is a safer place for her to be. Anything particularly out of the passage itself that you want to highlight? We've got this amazing John is leaping inside Elizabeth's womb, inside
So I'm
her.
told there is a statue somewhere of that very bit of John kind of like that within the room.
What, like, oh,
Yeah, leaping for joy, I think he is,
yeah,
not just scared. No, I mean, the Magnificat's always, well, always powerful. Bring down the powerful.
yeah,
Send them, get rid of those oppressed. Send the rich away empty, empty away, whichever way it is.
yeah. It's pretty revolutionary stuff, isn't it?
Yes, and it is a strange song, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it is. It's when you take again, if you kind of really engage the implications of it,
I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
when we go, Mary, did you know? Yes, yes. Just read the
Your favorite line.
Magnificat. Yes, she knew.
Yeah, yeah. It's very much about turning things upside down, isn't it? The powerful will be brought down, the humble
Yeah,
will be lifted up.
yeah, very much new. Um,
And actually, that's one of the things that, of course, is always one of the ongoing tensions within Christianity. I mean, that's shown itself through the 2000 years since this was written, hasn't it? That this idea because then the lowly become powerful, and then the thing gets flipped again.
well, every
Or
time
how
it
do
comes.
powerful people react to this? How do within a Christian society, or you know.
Well, nobody thinks they are powerful, do they?
No, no,
Nobody.
no, it's true.
It's a bit like nobody thinks they're rich.
Yes.
If you ask anybody if they're rich, they're going to say no. Um, with
So
the exception
as
of
we
a few footballers with a few billion. But yes,
as we sort of, and maybe Elon Musk, as we wind this up, what would we want to say? What's the sort of takeaway for you that you'd want to bring out on Sunday?
uh, I am going to struggle on Sunday. I think I am going to go back to poems and art as a help, simply because I could just rant and wonder like this
And that's probably
for
not
a
going
few
to help.
hours, really. Whilst they all sit there a little bit uncomfortable. Um, I just found it really difficult to narrow down to one message, really.
Mm.
Um,
I think I'd be interested to maybe use that picture and try and get somewhere into the humanity of the story, because
mm,
this is God come amongst us, and he doesn't do that, or God doesn't do that. Just ta-da, I'm here. See, it's a
no, it
human
groans.
process. It's a human process of birth. It's not just the God came down and landed on Earth in, like, this is a human
No, it's
process in
not
a
a clean, simple, easy process, is it?
yeah, yeah, it's a human process with real
Mm.
human beings, and God engages with that. And there's some perhaps that's something around those pictures tell us that, which might be worth reflecting on. That's probably about as much as I've got for today.
Yeah. You'd think we'd have more by whatever day it is today. Wednesday? Well, we're on Wednesday today. Yeah.
We are going to not do this next week because it's Christmas.
Oh,
But we'll
yes.
in the
It's
new year,
Christmas
won't we?
Day.
It's Christmas Day. This time next week it'll be Christmas Day. There you go. So we'll be writing lots of sermons. But we probably won't. Well, we won't do this next week, but we will come back in the new year, won't we? For some
We
more.
will indeed, yeah. Do you think we might have time next week? We might have time next week.
Well, let's not promise. We'll see.
But yeah, if there is one, there is one.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. See you soon. What
Have
have
a
you
great
got?
Christmas. Bye.
Bye.